What's up guys, Lvladen here, and today I'm coming at you with a video on the 10.2 live realms. I wanted to talk a little bit about the two builds that I've been playing for Rets. I know I've got a lot of questions regarding either the set pieces that Ret's going to be running or the builds that they play. And at the moment, I see a lot of Rets playing the hammer build, and I think there's actually two different builds that you can run, and neither of which are significantly altered in rotation by taking either one of the set bonuses. So I'm going to open up and tell you guys about my favorite build in terms of fun right now. I think this is probably the best build in BG Blitz and maybe RBGs. And I found pretty decent success playing this build into melee classes in 2v2 Arena right now. At the moment, I think I'm the highest Red Paladin. I might be highest Red Paladin in the world, maybe not, but definitely highest on NA. Playing this Templar Strike build. And the other build that I play, I'll talk about, is the Crusade plus Hammer Wrath build. And the main differences between these two builds are Execution Sentence versus Final Reckoning, and Crusade versus Avenging Wrath Might, and also a focus on either Vengeful Wrath or Divine Purpose. So there's actually quite a few differences between the builds. Now, the Crusade build is pretty much identical to the build that we played last patch. We just don't have the two-set Applying Judgment. At the moment, I'm not running any of the set pieces. I've chose to hold my Conquest to see what I get out of the box. If I get lucky, maybe I get a tier set and can pick up the two for essentially free, because I have a Mark of Mastery right here. It could let me potentially buy my weapon next week. That'd be really cool. But if not, I'm going to spend my trophies on the weapon and buy the two set next week, and maybe we get from the box whatever we get. At the same time, our builds kind of depend on, or there is a small difference between the stats that I would maybe choose if I was going for the Crusade build versus the Final Reckoning Templar Strike build. So the main difference between the two builds is your focus on spender damage versus generator damage. Now, with the Final Reckoning and the Templar Strike build that I play here, I go all in for the one-shots. I can hit around 300k Final Verdict plus Divine Storms pretty consistently if I get a crit off of just the Final Verdict. My top end Final Verdict crits in Arena are roughly about 210k. That's what I'm seeing at the moment with my current gear setup. And the Divine Storms are somewhere around 81k. You can sync this all up with Divine Arbiter, which it's a little easier to determine your Divine Arbiter stacks with this build because you're not playing Crusading Strikes, which generates a Divine Arbiter every time that you auto attack. So your Divine Arbiter stacks are actually slower, and you also don't have your Vengeful Wrath talent guaranteeing the Blessed Hammer throws out, which also speeds up the Divine Arbiter procs. So it's less overall procs, but more controlled, so it's easier to line up with your Empyrean Legacy proc right here and your Final Reckoning and your 1 minute wings. Now with this build, I did test playing both Crusade and Avenging Wrath Might and Templar Strikes versus Crusading Strikes, and in the end I found out that this is actually my favorite playstyle, and I was pretty confused in the beginning because I thought Templar Strikes just was not that great. But it turned out I was actually not that great at using it. It is your highest priority generator outside of applying Expurgation if you have the two set, and applying Judgment if you need the Greater Judgment debuff on the target right here. So you actually spam the crap out of Templar Strikes until you're at like 5 holy power. So my typical opening rotation, let me go to dummy real quick before I talk about this actually. All right, so we're here at the dummy. So my opening rotation would look something like this. Getting in combat, I'm going to toss my Blade of Justice into Judgment into double Templar Strikes, Hodge, Wings, Final Reckoning, plus Unused Trinket, Templar's Verdict, Divine Toll, Templar's Verdict, Wake of Ashes, Templar's Verdict, right there. And then so on and so forth. I'd probably press my Blade of Justice again to get 3 holy power, and then press my Templar Strike. So you actually have 4 seconds between your Templar Strike and your Templar Slash to get off that secondary guaranteed crit effect. And at the end of most games, Templar Strikes plus Templar Slash plus your melee is going to add up to be your third highest damaging ability. So if I was running Crusading Strikes, a typical Crusading Strikes plus Blessed Champion build, it should be somewhere around 10% of your overall damage. If you add in both Templar Slash and Templar Strike and your melee, it's going to be somewhere upwards of 20% of your damage in an accurate breakdown there. Most of your damage, though, is still going to come from Final Verdict here. So we had a normal Final Verdict on the PvP dummy for 185k non-crit, and a normal non-crit Divine Storm for roughly 78k. So can you imagine the damage that these do when they crit? Granted, this target dummy doesn't have versatility, but it still has some of the PvP modifiers, so it's not as high as it would be in PvE, but it still does a ton of damage. Now, the reason that I run Divine Purpose is because if you proc a Divine Purpose on the first Templar's Verdict of that opening rotation, it does so much more damage in that 2 global burst window. It still might be optimal to Judgment in between those if you get a Divine Purpose, but if you are lining it up with your Divine Toll, the second Divine Toll is probably, you're going to want to send the Divine Toll right before that Divine Purpose proc, and then just slam the Divine Purpose proc into the target, and it deals a absolute ton of damage. Now, with this build, the way that I mathed it out on the PTR, it's actually not worth running the 4 set with the Templar Strike build with Vanguard of Justice because of the bugs to the 4 set. I actually theory crafted this build initially thinking it would be really good with the 4 set. But if you guys didn't check out my other build, the TLDR is that the 4 set, the higher the Templar's Verdict is, the less percentage damage the secondary effect from the 4 set does. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's intended or a bug, but at the moment, it only does 12.5% of a Templar's Verdict if it's unbuffed from Blessing of Dawn. So if you don't have a Blessing of Dawn, it is still going to do that intended 12.5%. But if you have a Blessing of Dawn or any other modifier to your Templar's Verdict other than Judgment, it's not actually going to deal that full 12.5% damage. It's somewhere between 9 and as low as 5%, with your highest hits, secondary effects hitting for as low as 5%. It sucks. So I think in the end, I'm going to test out running just the 2 set and then grab 2 Versatility Mastery off pieces, maybe on my legs and potentially my helm, and then I'd run maybe the gloves, the Mastery Haste gloves, and the Versatility Haste chest piece, and then outside of that, then I'd grab the tier set, for those 2 slots, and then the Conquest pieces for the other 2, and then actually what I'll add here, which I'm going to put in my full guide later, is I'm going to be running let's see if I can even get down there. For some reason, I'm still in combat here. I'm just going to jump off the edge, glide down real quick to show you guys what I'm going to be using for my second embellishment here. I'm going to pick up armor, plate, shoulder, primal molten spalders. So the power that I'm talking about is where is it here? Where is it? Dream Tender's Charm? No. Verdant Conduit. Okay. So the Verdant Conduit provides a secondary stat proc effect to your gear. And I'm going to put it on my shoulders or my rings. I haven't quite decided yet. It depends on what I get out of the vault. And I'm going to make that piece Versatility Mastery. So we get a little bit more Versa Mastery. Plus the stat proc. I believe it procs the highest secondary stat that you have. So for us, it will likely either be Versatility or Mastery, depending on how you gear your character. At the moment, it looks like I have a little bit more Mastery, so it'd be a Mastery proc. But if I go ahead and get in PvP combat over here, it might change. Let me see. PvP combat. Yeah, it's even. It's even when I get in PvP combat here. So it'll be one or the other, but I just want to let you guys know that the Verdant Conduit is what I'm likely going to get. Some people have asked about the helm. The helm just got a 50% nerf in PvP, and if you don't know what that is, I believe it's a shield helm, but I don't think I'm going to run that. I want to run a little bit more damage, and then we can pick up a defensive embellishment later on in the season if it proves to be worth that investment. So yeah, main difference between the two builds. This is the build that I find success with against melee. Actually, I find success with either build against melee, but with the other build, the Hammer of Wrath throwing build, I still like it. It still has a higher pressure, but it has less 2 to 3 global burst than the Final Reckoning Avenging Might build. So I'm just going to leave you guys with a couple clips here from my 2's games that I played working on getting this this transmog. I actually kind of like the transmog. It really matches with the Fiery Ashbringer and the previous season's Gladiator Tabard, and it matches pretty well with the Gladiator mount from season 1. So I'm happy about it. I like the changes that they did. So yeah, I'll leave you guys with the clips. If you have any more comments, I will leave the builds below. And I'll be creating a full guide in the near future as soon as I have figured out definitely what gear I'm going to be running. All right, enjoy.
I literally think Nourish heals for like 400k or something like that. I'm not kidding. It's something stupid.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. Want to rake that Druid? Nice. Okay, he pairs and reflects. I'm gonna hit the Druid off this.
Like that.
I'm feared here.
I'm gonna bash this warrior. Who the fuck doesn't kick?
Going warrior. Yo, his gang is healing a lot. I'm gonna blind the gang. Blinding the gang on the bolt.
It's good. Yeah, the gang is good. It's good blind. I'm gonna stun somebody. Druid.
Sure. Stun the Druid.
I'm gonna restun out.
Sure.
Oh, I don't have another stun. I lied.
That's fine. Yo, he brought the gang back out. What's the cooldown on the gang?
Like 30 seconds, bro. And then you have to recharge this. I gang
myself
this
here.
too.
Okay. Standing in line of the gang.
Starting
Sure.
the warrior.
Our Druid spacing out. Pulse on the heal. I have no idea if he ever trinkets. I think he trinketed there though. I can't track the trinket properly.
I think he did. No.
He must have. He must have.
Big damn here.
Yep. Got you.
I'm stunning this guy.
All right. I like it. I like it.
Big bites.
I'll stun him off the R.
Not worried. I got the gang healing me.
I sacked you anyway. Shielding myself. I'm gonna blast this warrior right here.
Yeah, I like it.
No sank for you yet. Paris. Thank you.
Blood sank.
Nice. Getting a warrior.
Fine, I'll help you with that. Trinkets.
Clone. Fuck on the Ardruid.
Get off of me, man.
Gonna blind him here. Oh, never mind. Maybe I'll blind the warrior here.
Fine.
Okay, you're gonna be fine? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Keep drinking. I'm on my way. Let him here.
Stun this warrior.
Beautiful. Oh, this guy's summoned the gang. He gets Fiend, even though the warrior's not even near him?
Yeah, I cloned his bean.
Sack you.
Get off of me, man.
You're gonna have to come to me.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
You sure?
Yeah, I changed.
Start motioning towards me if you can.
I will. Got the gang up.
Nice. Sign this guy. Ooh, trinkets. Thank you.
Oh, it's huge.
Double wall this. I'm gonna blind the warrior.
Let me stun this
Sure,
yard.
sure.
Fuck it. It's yard, but
No, it's good, it's good.
I'm gonna stun this warrior because he's pissing me off.
Send it. Sack you on this. This guy. I honestly might bubble the next clone on me. I'm doing it.
That's huge, actually.
I'm gonna stun him.
Watch this guy.
If he has no trinket, he dies here. Can you possibly? Oh, they intervene. Can you restun maybe?
No. I can restun now when it's out.
Sure.
Trinket it.
I'm gonna bop you.
Yeah, it's fine. I got the gang out.
Maybe I didn't need to bop you. I'm gonna blind the warrior off
on
me.
the warrior.
Sure.
Alright, it's fine.
Kick this.
Nice.
I can stun off the R.
Stun the R. Yeah. Stun off the R. You want me to stun? I'll stun.
Sure. I restun. Oh, bubble trank, fuck. Oh, he cancels! Oh, he's so dead right here. Nice. Beautiful.
We're so fucking good.
Ooh, holy shit. Good job.
Yeah.
Alright. Gabby?
Veering out.
Okay, nice. Punt. It's on me. I'm going to continue dealing damage to this guy here.
Wait, why can't I?
I sack you?
Sure.
He knocked me, but his static field totem was down, so it didn't matter. This guy's actually in a lot of trouble. Bubbling? I killed the Link. He's dead.
Oh my god! The demon hunter ran out of the link. Did you see that?
My god!
He didn't even go towards the link. Hello, wrong way.
No.